Hey friends, welcome back to another Storytelling with Let Love Rise. My name is Andrea Blythe. I'm the creator of Let Love Rise, which originated back in April of 2021 as a blog, a way for me to process my own divorce story, to share and pull the nuggets out of it. Like, what was I learning? How was I going to use my divorce to not hold me back, but to give me the wings to truly fly? And so what I'm doing now is just putting voice to many of these stories that were written several years ago in the hopes that it is more readily accessible for our busy lives that we live. So if you are going to take a walk, do some dishes, do some housework, pop in some earbuds. And this story that I'm sharing today is called What Divorce Taught Me So Far: 5 Loving Lessons. So over here at Let Love Rise, it is my purpose and passion to help specifically midlife women who have been through a divorce, to help them rediscover and reconnect with their joy and the unfolding of their life, and to really take the events that have happened in their own stories and transform them. From the ashes, the phoenix rises. So here we go with the story that was originally written back in September of 2022. So about a year and a half ago. And it's called What Divorce Taught Me So Far: 5 Loving Lessons. What divorce taught me so far is that what feels like the end is really just the beginning. It's been nearly 2 years since my divorce was finalized, and I feel like I have my feet firmly planted back beneath me for the first time in a long time. Life isn't perfect on the other side. It never is, nor will it ever be. And that's good, because perfection gets boring real quick. But it does feel good to have joy in my life again. And today, I'll take that. So if you're in need of a bit of encouragement today, read on or listen on to discover what divorce has taught me so far. I hope it helps you along your journey as it has helped me. Lesson number 1: the universe is for you. Back in 2019, when the ground started to shake beneath me and the foundation of my married home started to crumble, I was lost. So lost. I had married my best friend, and I never thought that I would go through a divorce. Not me. I had witnessed my parents' divorce and vowed that I would never put my kids through that. And here I was, sitting in a pile of ashes, trying to figure out why in the world this was happening to me. And that's when a friend told me, this isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. That one little preposition changed everything. I took that mantra to heart, and I started to look at my life circumstances differently. The divorce was going to happen whether I wanted it or not. I could resist the change and believe that the universe was a cruel, unjust place, or I can accept my circumstances and believe that the universe was a loving, supported place that wanted to grow my soul and expand my horizons through my life's lessons. 2 years later, I'm learning how to love and value myself, and it's a powerful feeling. So what divorce taught me was to believe that the universe has my back, and it does, just like it has yours. It's a cute little picture here. That you can see all the pictures, and within this blog post, the original post, if you want to go to it, there are links to all kinds of other stories and people that I mentioned. So just FYI, I will put the link to the original post in the notes at the bottom of this video. Number 2, music, connection, and laughter are healing. I went through my divorce at the onset of the COVID pandemic in 2020. I felt isolated and really alone, as we all did, right? When I couldn't stand the isolation of the Antler Den where I was staying, I'd pop in my earbuds and walk around the neighborhood listening to soul-filling music. I'd walk and I'd cry. I'd walk and I'd sing. I'd walk and realize that the songs that struck my heart were written by musicians who had experienced a similar pain. When I was listening to music, I knew I wasn't alone. And little by little, step by step, musical note by musical note, my soul started to heal. A friend of mine who's about 2 years ahead of me on the post-divorce journey shared a playlist with me that walked me through the phases of grief. About a year into my divorce journey, I went to see this friend along with my authentically crazy and beautiful soul sister, Sari, aka Foxy. You're Foxy, I'm Roxy. We shared a weekend of laughter, shenanigans, deep conversation, dress up, taco, and dance parties. Through music, laughter, and deep connection, I felt another click in my healing journey. There are a few other healing trips that stand out. The Vibrant Star Pixies weekend in Lincoln City, the one night only trip to Vegas to see Gaga, the Chicks concert with my coworkers. So what divorce taught me is that we are never alone when we fill our soul with music and the company of good friends who know how to laugh hard and play hard. Life is short. If you're in the blues today, my recommendation is to put on some good tunes, roll down the windows, and search out some good friends who know how to lift you up when you need it the most. Yes, there's a time and a place for tears, but there's also a time and place to remember the goodness of life, because life is good and the universe is for you and times will get better. So do your best to seek out joyful moments along the journey. If I was able to do it during COVID times, I know that you can do it too. And by the way, side note, that playlist that I referenced has now become, I have created my own, which is called Chiron Healing. Chiron in astrology is the wounded healer and has been very active during eclipse seasons in April of this year. And so if you are in a place of deep healing and looking for a musical playlist that can walk you through the stages of grief, I will also put the link to that. You can click on it and you can grab this 35 song playlist along with an explanation of how to use it and how the stages of grief work through music. So that is my gift to you. I hope you take me up on it or share it with somebody who could use it. So there's some fun pictures here of all the shenanigans. Number 3, happiness is the reward for hard work. That comes from Julia Cameron's work. She's the one who says happiness is the reward for hard work. I have a whole, oh gosh, I just love this woman so much. I have a whole story about that healing journey that is linked in the blog post. But also for those of you who are interested in The Artist's Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity, starting June of this year, 2024, I will be leading another group through this. It is always free. It is a 12-week program where we'll just meet once a week and connect and discuss the ideas and concepts on here, but this has been a massive part of my healing journey. So in it, she says that happiness is the reward for hard work. If you're like me, perhaps you feel like a love warrior who is covered in battle wounds. There's a big wound on my heart, obviously, and it's mending. There's another on my throat where I need to metaphorically reinsert some vocal cords in order to speak my truth. There are some shoulder scars where my wings have sprouted as I've broken free of my cage. There's the Toltec scar on my right foot that reminds me it's okay to ask for help. There are the stretch marks on my belly where I've given birth to 3 beautiful souls and some big dreams. I look at all these places where I have felt pain and I see now that the wounds are healing, all of them. It was on my solo trip home after visiting a dear friend in Washington when I noticed that the vice grip that had had a hold on my heart for the previous several years was gone. I made that 8-hour journey while listening to Jules' powerful story, Never Broken. And as I was driving home, I felt the fullness of her story and how it related to mine. And it had me crying and surrendering and forgiving and letting go of so much pain that was no longer serving me. This drive was a shift on my journey because somewhere in the middle of the hundreds of miles along the I-84, the pain that had squeezed my heart for so long suddenly released, and it opened up a space for joy and self-love. My tears turned to laughter instantly, and damn, did that cathartic drive feel good. It's so vivid. Even as I'm reading this story years later, I still remember this moment listening to this Never Broken. And then I started listening to The Artist's Way. In his book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Mark Manson says that negative emotions are a call to action and that positive emotions are the rewards for solving a problem. Or, as it makes sense through me, as Julia Cameron mentions it, positive emotions such as happiness are the rewards for doing the hard work. What divorce taught me is that it's important to pay attention to our feelings. Where it doesn't feel good, there's work to be done. Face it, examine it, move through it, release it, then feel the joy that rises up after the release. Feel the positive emotions and know that that's what true happiness is. It's a reward for doing the hard work of healing your inner wounds. Sorry, as much as I would have liked one, I've learned that there is no fast forward button. You cannot rush healing. But oh my, when healing happens, the joy that you'll feel is so expansive. So just keep going. Photos, photos, photos. Number 4 of the lessons that I've learned is that mindset matters. And when all else fails, we have to look at all the things we're telling ourselves. What are we choosing to believe? How are we speaking to ourselves? Do we say kind, encouraging words? Do we listen to our inner voice of love? Or do we allow fear and self-doubt to control our mind? I've experienced all the voices in the spin cycle of emotions for the past several years. And what I know for certain is that what we think is what we will bring forth into our lives. There's no such thing as good manifestors or bad manifestors. There's only thoughts become things. So what we think in the 5D becomes a reality in the 3D. Good or bad, that's how the universe works. So a few months ago, I was hosting a Sisterhood of the Moon event when an attendee read to me a note from the universe that was delivered to her email that morning. I had never heard of Mike Dooley and his inspiring notes from the universe prior to that night under the full moon. It was the it was the flower moon in May. So appropriate, as it is just about upon us again. But that one conversation changed everything for me. The notes from the universe spoke an affirming, encouraging word in a few simple, short sentences. And soon afterwards, I found myself following Mike Dooley's notes from the universe and his spiritual tune-up podcast, and everything started to click. I'm thrilled to announce that I am now a certified trainer in the Infinite Possibilities and Matrix programs by Mike Dooley, and am beyond excited to see where the universe will lead me. Stay tuned. The timing of Mike Dooley's Infinite Possibilities Mindset Training course couldn't have been more divine. And that's what we find in The Artist's Way. This is a side note from the blog, is that when we really step into the flow of the universe, serendipity's coincidence, what seems like a coincidence, is that it just falls into alignment, as it did for me back in 2022. I was already beginning to see how what I thought was guided by what I believed to be true, and that reality would present itself in my life, so good or bad. I was beginning to realize that our minds are infinitely more powerful than we can imagine, which was affirmed for me while I was at my first ever yoga retreat at Feather Pipe Ranch in Montana. It was there that I stepped quite literally into one of my vision boards. It's the vision board that is right up here. It's photographed here. But thoughts driven by our beliefs, which are guided by our emotions, or that's our awareness system, they really do become things. There is so much more to come on this point. But for now, let's just say that what divorce taught me is that my mindset matters, and it's powerful beyond measure. And your mindset matters too. If you want to change the way you feel, you need to change the way you think. It may sound harsh, but it's true. Words have wings which fly out into the universe and are received and fulfilled. I need to remind myself every single day that my thoughts become things. The 5D becomes the 3D. That's how it works. And it's pretty freaking phenomenal when we understand this concept and put it into motion. So there's a picture here of the of my vision board, and then the picture of me inside one of the pictures that's on my vision board. So I love that. I just had that experience again recently at a hot springs in Stanley, Idaho over my birthday weekend. So there's power in visualization, people. Okay, and number 5, life is magical. Here's where life gets really good on the post-divorce journey. When you know that the universe is for you and you've intentionally spent time healing through music, connection, and laughter, and you start to feel joy rise up within you as you redirect your mindset to pay attention to your emotions, beliefs, and thoughts that you're experiencing, you start to notice that life is magical and you are the magician. Case in point, I'm writing this post from a stunning patio in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I'm overlooking the Sangre de Cristo mountain range while feeling the warm breeze across my face. It's my annual retreat with my best friends, and this year we call ourselves the Dancing Desert Queens. Not surprisingly, we have been treated like royalty, as indicated by our retreat name. I started to receive magical gifts of abundance as soon as the trip began. No one in the row with me as I took off on the flight and napped on the first leg. Free beer on the plane with my bestie as she and I caught up on leg 2 of the flight. An upgrade to a BMW on our car rental. A hot air balloon ride, which culminated in a champagne toast and certificates. I so love certificates. The ceremony was so fun. An early check-in at our beautiful villa. A free margarita while in the plaza having cocktails. The whimsically beautiful art experience of Meow Wolf. And of course, our time together that's been filled with music and laughter. Oh, and did I mention that New Mexico is called the Land of Enchantment, which was the focus of my writing and my teaching for the Virgo series back in 2022 of the Sisterhood of the Moon. My playlist was called Land of Enchantment. Everything was around the Land of Enchantment. So I literally stepped into the place where I had been focusing my attention for the previous months, the Land of Enchantment. I had no idea that Santa Fe prior to this was called the Land of Enchantment. But what divorce taught me is that the magic is always happening. We just need to learn to tune in and notice it and appreciate it and give thanks for it. Then start to play with it. I mean, play. Hop on a unicorn and take a ride across the expansive sky. Take a deep dive into the depths of the mystical sea and dance with the mermaid. Pop in your earbuds and listen to Christina Perri's inspiring song, I Believe, and know that life is going to be better than okay. It's going to be magical. I believe in you. This is not the end of me. This is the beginning. That is a lyric from Christina's song, I Believe, which is the song associated. Every single post that I have ever written on Let Love Rise is accompanied by a song. And so the song for this post is called I Believe by Christina Perri. If you have not heard it, today's the day. Welcome to the soul journey of a lifetime. You are in great company, and I'll be here beside you every step of your way, speaking words of truth and encouragement for those days when you need it most. May you look to the magical, infinite possibilities of the universe today and know that the life you're desiring is in the palm of your hands. What divorce taught me is that each of us will find our own land of enchantment in time. It's there waiting for you to awaken to it. And the joy is in the discovery, in the journey along our way to whatever the land of enchantment means for us. So what are you waiting for? Want to come along the magical journey with me? Say yes and see what happens. Namaste. That is the end of What Divorce Taught Me so far. 5 loving lessons written back in September of 2022. As I continue my work with Let Love Rise, I'm really focusing on truly believing that when we courageously step beyond the fear that are the unknown life circumstances that we're experiencing, and we just step into and beyond that a whole world of possibility opens up. And if you are looking for a group of people who can be a part of that healing journey for you, I welcome you into the Let Love Rise community. Every Thursday in the month of May, we have a free offering. We're reading the 4 agreements together. You can hop on a Zoom call with me. The easiest way to find out about that is to join the Let Love Rise emailing list, where I just share all the links, everything you need to know. We do have a membership community as well that will be opening back up to invite in new members towards the end of June into early July. So if you want even extra support, look for that coming. Moon circles happen twice a month, on the new moon and the full moon. We'll be hosting a full moon circle on May 23rd. And as always, just message me or schedule a conversation with me, and let's see how perhaps I can help you along the way of your soul's journey moving through divorce, because this, my friend, is not happening to you, but it is happening for you to grow and to expand you. So it is my true hope that this message empowered you and inspired you. And if it resonates with you, I do appreciate you liking and sharing it with other people who you think that this story might have an impact on. And if you want to drop a thought about any of the lessons that you have learned from your divorce story, please drop it in the comments. Let's keep this conversation alive. There is no shame in the ending of a marriage. And I want you to know that. That just came through as something that needed to be said. So without any more words from me this morning, the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for listening to Storytelling with Let Love Rise. I'll be back next week with another story from the archives.